Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you
Hi.
today?
Good.
Good, good. Is everyone doing well today? Well, I can see a few people. Yay. Okay. Oh my goodness. Trying to take a few screenshots. Okay. Great. I hope everyone is having a good Saturday so far. Did everyone eat breakfast?
Not yet.
Not yet, really. It's kind of late.
Oh my.
I'm very, very hungry when I first wake up, so I always eat breakfast.
What do you usually eat for breakfast?
I ate a lot of eggs.
Oh,
So this morning I had some fruit, 2 pieces of toast, and 5 eggs.
2 pieces of
Toast
toast.
and 5 eggs.
5
And-
eggs.
And
Oh,
milk and coffee.
No toast.
That's quite a lot.
That's a lot of eggs. I ate lots of eggs. Okay, so today's topic is travel and plans. We're going to be talking about travels that we've taken or will take in the future and our plans for the future. So without further ado, let's start. Okay. So my first question is, have you ever lived abroad? And if not, if you've never lived abroad, do you think you could live abroad, and where? So first, who has lived abroad? Not just traveled, but lived in another country. Anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
I've lived in America when I was young.
When you were young in America. Okay, where in America?
It was Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh yeah, I think you've said that before. I remember
Yes.
you saying that.
Yes, I did.
Tennessee. Yeah. Because Tennessee is not a very common place for people to move from Korea. It's not like California or America or New York City. Tennessee is kind of rural, kind of, no really big cities in Tennessee.
It was kind of countryside.
Yeah, countryside, rural. Yep. I grew up not too far away from there, a little bit south in Alabama. But yeah, Tennessee is the home of country music,
Oh.
which is popular in the US. Okay, anybody else? Have you ever lived abroad?
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Okay, how long were you in Malaysia?
About 3 years.
3 years. Okay, that's a long time. Why were you in Malaysia?
For my son, education,
Okay, okay, so your son just studying there.
English and Chinese.
Wow. Did he learn well?
Very well.
Good. Okay, anybody else? Have you ever lived abroad?
Well, I went to North Korea for 2 years. Well, I want to earn money, and then I have a various experience and good place.
Good place, really?
Yes, sir. Well, when
Only
I
heard bad
arrived,
things.
firstly, when I arrived in North Korea, I was surprised because the air fresh is very good. Many colleagues told me that if you have a serious illness, very easily cure because the air pollution is very clear. And second, I have no stress. I don't have a stress. Yeah, that is a good thing.
Okay, I've only, in my mind, living in North Korea, I would feel stressful, I think, but I'm glad that you had a good experience. Okay, anybody else? Okay, if you've never lived abroad, do you think you could live abroad? Do you think that you have the strength to live abroad? And if so, where would you like to live? Anybody?
If I have a chance, I want to leave Canada or New Zealand.
Okay.
I leave kind of more like nature environment. So I like it like a very calm and peaceful place. I think Canada and New Zealand to me kind of a good country. So if I have a chance, I want to right out there.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Yeah, I think Canada and New Zealand, well known for their natural areas. New Zealand too, it's small, but you could be skiing or snowboarding in the afternoon.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, in the morning you could be surfing in the ocean because the ocean and the mountains are so close to each other.
Yeah, that's my lifestyle.
Nice.
I want to do that.
Okay, anybody else? In the chat room, Anseyuk says, I wish I could someday live in Switzerland. I don't know if I can say this right, Lauterbrunnen. I don't know where Lauterbrunnen is. I'm guessing it's the city, but in Switzerland, I think Switzerland is beautiful and so nice looking, but I've heard it's very, very, very expensive to live in. I mean, even normal things are very expensive, like McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's and eat lunch, it's twice as much as it costs in Korea. Like a Big Mac meal would be 12,000 or 14,000. It's just too expensive. But it does look nice. Maybe if you were rich, if you had lots of money. Okay, nobody else? Nobody else wants to talk about living abroad or where they'd like to live abroad? I've lived abroad, obviously. I'm living abroad right now. But I've also lived in China for almost a year, and I've lived in the UK on and off for a couple of years because my family lives there. They moved there a long time ago. I've lived in a few places. I'll say living in the UK is usually less busy than Korea. Korea, especially Seoul, is very, very, very busy feeling all the time. Okay, next question, talking about travel, but this time traveling by car. So can you drive? How often do you drive? And what is the furthest you have ever driven? So first question, can you drive? Can you drive a car? Do you have your driver's license? Yes, some of yours. I see
Yes,
some
I can.
heads.
Yes,
I
I
see some
can.
heads nodding. Good, good.
Yes.
Yes. I used to have a driver's license. When I lived in the US, I grew up in the countryside and I drove around for a few years. But then I kind of moved away from the US and lived in big cities. In big cities, I'd never I had never driven in big cities, so it kind of honestly scared me. I got really nervous driving in big cities. And I didn't have a car for a long time. I just didn't have a car because I lived in other countries. And then my driver's license expired, so I just don't have one anymore because I haven't been to the US in so long. So I don't have one anymore. That's something I need to do. I need to get a driver's license in Korea. I still need to do that. Okay, how often do you drive? Do you drive every day? Do you drive on the weekends? Sometimes, often,
I drive like twice in a month.
twice a month? Where
Twice
to?
in a month. So I think we hang out with my family. So
Okay.
I'm a driver.
You're the driver. Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Mhm.
You're the taxi driver. Okay,
Drive
anybody
most
else?
every day.
Every day, going to work? Why do you drive every day?
In my case, I live in Cheonan City, and in Seoul you don't need to have a car because the public transportation is very
Transportation.
nice. But Cheonan City is not good. It doesn't have convenient public transportation, so it's better to have your own car. So I drive every day.
Yeah, that's I do understand that because most people, when they think of Americans, when they think of like me as an American, they think of, oh, New York City, Los Angeles, big cities with, subways and buses. But most of America is not like that. I grew up, I've never ridden the subway in America. I've never ridden the subway. I've never ridden a bus. No, maybe one time I rode a bus in the US, in Seattle, one time, maybe.
Oh.
But I grew up in the countryside where there are zero local buses. There is no subway. There's no taxis where I came from. If you don't have a car, you can't go anywhere because the closest mart, like if you want to go to a supermarket, like imagine Home Plus, it was Walmart. If you wanted to go to Walmart, you have to drive 15 minutes. It's a 15-minute drive to get to the closest Walmart. It's not close. So you can't walk there. There's no sidewalks. Even if you wanted to walk there, you physically can't because there's no sidewalks in the countryside. You have to have a car, which is not great.
I think that's the reason why the American people can get a driver license in an earlier age compared to Korea.
Yes, because they need, especially in the countryside, there's more like acceptance for it. Like I got they call it a driver's permit. The driver's permit is not a driver's license. A driver's permit means I can drive with an adult in the car. If there's an adult sitting next to me, I can drive. I got that when I was 15, and I got my driver's license when I was 16. But honestly, I learned to drive a car, a stick shift, like you have to first, second, third, fourth, you have to not automatic. I learned to drive that when I was 13. 12 or 13. I grew up on a farm in the countryside. I had to learn to drive trucks and tractors and things to help out. So I mean, I had to learn. Okay, what's the furthest you have ever driven? Because I think I have the record. I bet nobody has driven as far as I have. What's the furthest you ever driven?
I drove to 거제도 to Gyeonggi-do, one day 9 hours.
9 hours.
That's 9 hours one day is really tired because I had 2 kids at the time. My first daughter age like 6, and I think my second son is just 4. I think feel really tired after feeding every service area, feeding plus driving. That was horrible.
That's difficult. That's not easy.
Kind of missions.
Wow.
Yes.
Anybody else?
I think I am the one who drive farthest
Ooh,
here.
How far?
my home. I live in Cheonan, and my hometown is Ilsan.
Okay.
And my parents-in-law live in Bogil-do, which is Wando, the very south of South Korea. So
Okay.
after getting married, I have to visit both. So we drive from our house to Bogil Island, and then we back to Ilsan, which is very north side of South Korea. So we went back to home. So I think we drove. Of course, my husband and I drove together. We switched, and we drove over 1,000 kilometers. Yeah, kind of.
That's good. You haven't beaten me though. The furthest I drove was I went to university in Minnesota. Minnesota, if you look at a map of the US, Minnesota is at the very top, kind of in the middle, top. That's Minnesota. Very, 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 very cold in the winter. I mean, the coldest I remember was at night. It got minus 45 one night. Unbelievably cold. But I moved with my brother and a friend to Seattle. Seattle is on the very west coast, on the left side. It's the home of Starbucks. That's where the first Starbucks is from. And we needed to drive because we had lots of stuff in our cars and we had things we had to take. So we were moving there. From Minnesota to Seattle, it's almost 3,000 kilometers. So it took us 3 days to drive there, and we drove about 11 hours each day. So about 33 hours total. We would just drive all day, stop, throw a tent, get a tent, go to sleep in the tent, wake up, get back in the car, drive for 11 hours for 3 days. It was an adventure. Yeah, that's not even across the US. That's only half of the US. If you wanted to drive from Los Angeles to New York City, it would take you almost a week. It would take you almost a week to drive.
When you're driving that
so
much,
far.
when you're driving like 3 days, 3,300 kilometers, if suddenly you're kind of problem, how can you fix it?
Oh, that's one thing is I kind of made the story simpler. I said we only drove 3 days. It really took us about a week to get there because my friend's car kind of exploded. The engine stopped. So we had to stop for 3 days so it could get fixed. Yeah, you find someone to fix it and you wait for a few days. And we had tents and we just camped, and yeah, we just camped for like 3 or 4 days until it was fixed. It was an event. We were young. We had an adventure. Okay, next question. Let's see. Can I go? Okay. We talked about living abroad. We talked about driving. Now, airplanes. Have you had good experiences or bad experiences on planes? Tell me about one of your good experiences or about one of your bad experiences while flying. As I'm sure most of us have flown pretty far distances. I mean, if you've flown to Europe or you've flown to Australia or you've flown to the US, that's a long flight. What was your good experience or bad experience?
So I can't remember exactly because it was really young when I went to US, but so it was a bad experience because I have my twin brother, and he got a really bad cold, and he got kind of a really high fever, but there was no any medicines to give him. So he couldn't take any medicine for that what to say, that flight. So so it was kind of a bad experience for me.
Because he was just sick on the whole flight.
Yes.
That's not fun.
Yes.
That's really not fun. But he was okay. Once he landed, he could take some medicine and feel better.
Yes,
So they didn't let you take medicine on the airplane?
Yeah, they said there was no any medicine in that plane. I don't know why.
Too bad. I always take I take my own medicine on the airplane because I want to not for car sickness, just to relax, like a Xanax or something. I need something to just relax. And
actually take it, but my mother put that into luggage and sent to the luggage places, so we couldn't take it into the place.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well, at least he made it. So, but yeah, that's not a fun flight. Anybody else? Good experience, bad experience?
Can I say?
Yes, please.
I think I have a good experiences in airplane. I have experienced airplane when I go travel to Jeju Island with my mother. And I think every time I get on the plane, I get excited. I get so excited. I like the feeling of an airplane running on the runway and suddenly go up.
You like the exhilaration, the excitement?
Yes. That's it.
That's it? Okay, so good experience. Anybody else?
I had just this year when I had a summer vacation with my family, Korea to England. We just use same company, Etihad company for the here to the Abu Dhabi to transfer to the London Heathrow. And first the flight was very cool because they giving to my kids some backpack, small character backpack, Disney backpack, giving, oh, thank you. And then when I come back to the Korea, suddenly on Korea news say there's storm. So I start nervous, and then I'm worried about the really high, just the from to the land to the sky, over the sky. I feel like, if suddenly thunder and storm, what happened to me? And then really happened on the airplane. We passed to the China, just the airplane moving a lot, and then they're still started serving for the juice or tea. So they asked me do you want some tea or coffee? And then, oh yes, coffee, hot coffee, please. I said, and then when they filled the cup, and then like this, oh, I feel like, oh, I don't need hot coffee. Oh my god, I feel like I'm burning my skins.
Yeah.
So after that experience, I don't want to ever on the airplane storm weather. Really scared and nervous. So I don't want to recommend anyone. Please don't. Weather not good. Just wait one day.
Yeah.
It was really hard. Yeah, experience to me.
I flew.
Yeah.
I actually almost didn't get the flight because some of the flights. This was about 10, 12 years ago. There was a volcano in Iceland that was about to explode. And they were saying it's about to explode. So they were canceling lots of flights. But I needed to fly from England. I was in England at the time. I needed to go back to America for something. So I got a flight, hoping it wouldn't get canceled. And it didn't get canceled. But mine was the very last flight that left the airport. Because when we were flying over the volcano, we could see it start to erupt, like lots of smoke and stuff. So we were the last airplane. And it was cool. There was no danger. But some of my favorite, I love flying Korean Air but I also like flying Lufthansa. If you've never flown Lufthansa, sometimes on the long flights, they did this for me. Oh, it's so great. There was a flight from Korea to the UK, and they serve food. Of course, they serve food like meals, hot meals at your seat. But also, when it's nighttime and they turn down the lights and people are sleeping, they want to make snacks available for people. So they have these tables set up like near the bathrooms. They have tables, and the tables are full of sandwiches and beer. So anytime you want, you can get up, grab a sandwich, grab a beer, and go sit down. As many as you want. It was beautiful. I ate so many sandwiches and drank so much beer on that flight. It was wonderful. I love that. Okay, let's look at the next question. What is your best travel memory? Any travel. This could be travel in Korea. This could be just a little weekend trip. It could be an overseas trip, anything. What is your best travel memory? Or maybe not best, but one of your favorites, a very good memory.
Well, when I went to Vietnam, I went to massage shop in Vietnam. Yeah, and then yes, yeah. Well, firstly, the massage server asked me a question. How old are you? And I told her that where I had to give a tea for $30. That is a very expensive, yeah. And then
That is very expensive in Thailand.
yeah,
Or Vietnam.
yes. Secondly, when I visited this massage shop, 16-hour young woman, gave me massage. But in my country, that is illegal for a very young woman. Yes, but anyway, I had a good memory at the time. Thank you.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Can you hear me? Good travel memory.
How many questions do you have today?
Quite a few. I have plenty. We can go past this one. We can jump past this one if you want to try something different. I have plenty. We're not going to run out of questions.
May I say a word?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's on or in? On January?
Yes.
On January.
In January.
In January, so I went to Singapore with my grandmother, and we stay at the Mariana Sands Hotel. Maria Bay Sands. I forgot the name. So it's kind of a hotel which had a big boat on top of it. So we there have a really big pool inside that boat, and I really enjoy staying at that hotel.
That sounds nice.
So it was a good memory, travel memory.
That's good. Yeah, a boat with a swimming pool on top of the hotel. That sounds very interesting.
Yes, it was really good. And actually, the buffet, so the breakfast meal was really good.
Oh yeah, I love when they have really good breakfast buffets. I like breakfast.
Yeah, it was really good.
Nice. Okay, anybody else?
I traveled with my mother recently, and it was my first time to travel with my mother, two of us. It was because the flight ticket was so cheap, so I asked her to go, just two of us, because Maz had to work, so we just traveled to Vietnam, and the hotel was not. It was cheap. Actually,
Oh.
it was maybe 30,000 won per night.
Wow,
And
that
but
is cheap.
yeah, but
Sure.
it had ocean view swimming pool also. And we were very satisfied. We were very happy. And my mother told me that it was it's so great to have the daughter like you. And I was so happy to hear from my mother.
That's nice. That is a
Yeah,
nice memory.
so I was very happy.
That is nice.
Even though it was not that luxurious travel, it was not. But
Doesn't
we,
have to be luxurious.
yeah, no. So we was so satisfied, and we were so happy.
Good. Okay, let's look at the next question, because I do have quite a few things. We talked about happy things during travel. What's a disaster that happened while traveling? I think we already talked about this a little bit. We heard about somebody's twin brother who was sick on the airplane. I think that's a disaster. Or when there was a thunderstorm when they were in the airplane, that's a disaster. Have you had any other disasters or terrible stories or bad things happen when you're traveling?
Yes, I will be in Jeju during this weekend. I back to reality just yesterday night.
Back to reality.
Yeah, back to reality just yesterday night. Yeah, and anyway, this Jeju, I'm just a travel worker, and I lost my cell phone on the bus.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's not good.
But thankfully, I got found my cell phone just to in an hour. Bus driver found my cell phone, just found my cell phone, because nearby there bus terminal.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, definitely. So I never
Okay.
realized that, but I never know what to do. Or should I go?
You got very lucky.
Yeah, but bus driver helped me a lot. So it's disaster, but it was a disaster, but not a disaster anymore.
Yeah, I found somebody's cell phone in Korea one time. I just found it. They must have gotten drunk and dropped it. It was a nice cell phone. So of course I called them and arranged to meet with them. And when I met them, it took me time. I had to like walk to meet them and take time out of my day. And I met them and gave their cell phone back. They never said thank you. They just said, okay, and they left.
Oh,
I was
Really?
oh my.
like,
What?
you don't even say thank you?
Oh
I
my.
was really shocked. I
Oh,
was like, man,
sorry.
I was so nice and you didn't even
Oh.
say thank you. Yeah, they were so rude.
Nonsense. No way, no way.
They acted like I was a bad guy for getting their phone. I'm like, I found it. I'm giving it back to you.
They didn't deserve that.
No, they did not. I should have just thrown that phone in the Han River.
Wow.
Anyway, anybody else? Disaster while traveling?
Can I say?
Yes.
When I was student, me and my family went to Yeosu, Korea. But when we got arrived, there was so terrible, so heavy rain that we can't even see the front. I live in Gyeonggi-do, but it's quite a long way from Gyeonggi-do to Yeosu. So because of heavy rain, my family can't see anything. We can enjoy our trip. That was our family's.
How long were you in Yeosu?
Maybe 5, 6 hours.
Oh, just 5 or 6 hours, and it rained the whole time?
Yeah. Rain, not rain, just to get to Yeosu.
Okay. It rained while going there. Oh, okay. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
When I when I went Jeju with my brother and my mother and kids, I had more like a different experience for the kids. So I reserved billies for like a firefly billies, and then I reserved the ticket. But that day was just a heavy rain all day. So I thought maybe we can see the firefly. Is kind of lucky, you know, like a weather. So when I start to drove just to keep rain and then I can't see anything. I drove near the valley side and feel like very nervous. I had to speed like 20 kilos, 30 kilos and very calm down. There, if just a sunny day, maybe I can drive like an hour, but maybe I feel like I drove 3 hours, very slow driving.
That's not fun.
Yeah. But when I just arrived there, well, look at the firefly was very amazing. So I recommend to you. Yeah,
nice.
If somebody have a case, please go in there in summer season. It's good.
Well, where I grew up in the countryside, we always had so many fireflies in the summer. So I've seen it when I was growing up. It was a very common. We would catch them in jars and have like a jar that was like glowing.
Wow! Wow, you're cool. Lucky.
I'd like my kids to see that though. That'd be nice. But yeah, you're reminding me. You both reminded me that about 4 years ago, I went on a trip with my wife and daughter to Guam.
Wow.
So we went in the summer, which is not a good choice because summer there is rainy season. We were there for 5 or 6 days. Every day, 24 hours, it rained. We only went to the beach for 30 minutes because it stopped raining for about 30 minutes, then it started raining again while we were at the beach. So it was just, we didn't get to enjoy it. 5 or 6 days, it never stopped raining. Even the hotel workers were apologizing to us, like, we're so sorry. You can't enjoy anything. Okay, yeah, that was a disaster. Okay, we talked about travel. Now let's talk about plans. This is Saturday morning. What are your plans for the rest of this weekend? What are you going to do today and tomorrow? And Monday, because it's a 3-day weekend, right? What are your plans? Yes, go ahead.
I have an appointment with my friends at late afternoon today. Today late afternoon, we plan to go to Yeouido Firework Festival.
Oh, very cool. Is that the firework festival? Very cool. Is that the huge international firework festival?
Yes, I guess.
Oh, I went there years and years and years ago, and it was so crowded. Oh my God, it was crowded. That's the most crowded the subway's ever been. I've never experienced that. Like, I couldn't move. Like, my feet were off the ground because we were so crammed in there. But I hope you have fun. It was beautiful. It was just, man, it was so crowded.
Yes,
be careful. I'm scared of crowded places because remember what happened in Itaewon a couple of years ago. So be careful in crowded places. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay. Anybody else? What are your plans for the weekend?
I need to catch up so many classes. I need to prepare and quiz.
What a good student. Yeah. Yeah. If you're in my classes, your quizzes are ending this weekend, so please do them. And yeah, midterm exams are coming up soon. So you gotta study. You gotta focus.
Prepare midterm.
Yes.
Sure.
Such a good student. Anybody else? Yes.
I'm planning. Oh, sorry. You go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Also, I was studying the English. Yes.
You'll study English?
Yeah.
Study.
Yeah.
How many classes?
4.
4. Okay. That's not too bad, but it's a little bit hard. Yes, the study.
Yeah.
Okay, and you?
I'm planning to go fishing.
Fishing?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I like fishing.
You like fishing. Cool.
To the sea.
Oh, in the ocean. Wow.
Incheon City.
Cool. You catch really big fish?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I like fishing once a month.
I like eating fish.
Yeah. Do you like to eat sashimi?
Of course. That's probably my favorite food. Sashimi, kue, sushi. I love it.
You love raw fish.
Raw fish is the best. Absolutely.
Last month, I got a big fish, chamdong. You know chamdong?
I love chamdong.
I don't know in English, chamdong.
Let me see. Do what Papa Go says. Chamdong.
Chamdong.
Chamdong. Chamdong. Oh, red sea bream. Okay. Red sea bream. Okay.
It is like some pink color.
Yes.
Its skin is pink color, I think.
Yeah, like if, I don't know if this will show. Does it show? Like
Yeah.
Doesn't want to.
Right.
Doesn't want to show. Like
Very
that.
delicious.
Looks yummy. Okay, let's look at the next question. We talked about your plans for the weekend. What are your plans for the rest of this month? Because it's the beginning of October. What are you going to do for this month? I'll start. This month is the beginning of fall. Halloween is coming up. So October 15th, which is in about a week, there is a farm in Yongin, Gyeonggi-do. It's owned by I think it's owned by foreigners. And they do like a fall festival every fall. So we're going to go there with my kids. We get to eat barbecue, like a barbecue lunch. And we get to choose a pumpkin and carve the pumpkin and make a jack-o'-lantern. And they have a huge corn maze, 옥수수 maze. You like walk through the maze and try to find your way, and other activities like that. So we're going to do that. And then at the end of the month, we're going to do trick or treat Halloween with other Yuchiwan families. The other families from the Yuchiwan we're all going to do it. That's our plan. What about you? What are your plans for this month?
I have, I'm going to answer. Is okay? To the
You're going to
question.
do what? Festival?
Yeah.
Which festival?
I don't know. So it's not a festival. My husband coworker is visiting Korea after my midterm test, and then it's gonna be I'm gonna be the tour guide for them. So we're gonna stay Hyundai in Busan in a few days, and then I'm gonna to show the Korean culture. So
where's the coworker from?
Oh, they are actually US, and their wife is from Australia, and and they own their family parents too.
Oh, have you ever seen that TV show? What's the TV show? It's something like 한국의 처음이. Or something.
한국은 처음이지.
Yeah, 처음이지. Yeah, 한국의 처음이지.
Yeah.
It'll be like an episode of that.
Oh wow! Yes, if I have time, I just to try to watching that the TV. That was really fun to experience. I'm just exciting to show the moving to the live octopus.
They're gonna eat it.
I love it, but I don't know they like it or not.
I've never done it.
That is.
I haven't been to Busan a lot. So.
Yeah. So that's gonna be after my test, my plan, and another one I have to receive the call from the Joshua professor on the phone call. That's yes, exactly. That one is last my plan.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
I'm
it.
not doing phone calls again until the end of the month. So that must be like
Yeah,
the 29th
right.
or 30th. I
Mm.
have like 3 weeks of vacation from phone English for midterm exams.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, anybody else before we move on to the next question? No? Okay, we have plenty of questions, don't worry. What are your plans for the next 5 years? Any big plans? Anything you want to do in the next 5 years before 2028? Anybody? Hopefully finish studying at Cuffs, graduate from Cuffs, I hope, within 5 years.
In my
Anyone going?
case, I don't
Yeah.
have any travel plan, but I wanna go to Swiss or maybe Croatia.
Oh, Croatia, okay.
I just my hope, I wish.
Yeah, I am going to go to maybe, we haven't decided yet, maybe Guam, maybe Thailand, maybe Vietnam, somewhere in the next year or two, somewhere to meet my father, because we want to see my father and my brother, but we don't want to go all the way to America, and coming all the way here to Korea, we can't, we don't have enough space in our apartment. So we're going to meet somewhere on the beach, beautiful, sunny beach, get some hotel rooms and just enjoy life for a few days. But the plans are not together yet. We're just thinking about it. Yeah, I haven't seen my father in, how long has it been since I've seen my father? I haven't seen my father in probably 8 years, 7 or 8 years. Yeah, a long time. I went to England this summer and I saw my mother and my stepfather and some of my brothers. I haven't seen my father and one of my brothers in 7 or 8 years. The last time we met in Hawaii, and that was great. Okay, let's see. Let's jump to this question. What is your plan if you win the lotto? If you win the 645 lotto and you have just tons of money, what's your plan?
First of all, I will return my debt to the bank.
Obviously.
And I'm gonna buy one buildings, and I wanna buy one house in England. And sometime
you have these plans ready to go.
Yeah, already. Always I reset. Always setting. Okay, if I have this much, I will do this. And
house
then
in England, the building.
Yeah. Because I discuss with my husband all the time. What do you want? And he's first. He always say to me, first of all, we have to return the money to our debt to the bank.
Of course.
And then, if I have some money after that, buy building and buy houses, maybe I'm gonna buy 4 nice Lamborghini cars.
4? Why do you need 4?
Yeah, for me.
Wow.
That's my plan.
4 Lamborghinis.
Yes.
I like the story. Do you know the story of Lamborghini? Do you know how Lamborghini started?
No. Please tell me.
The story is that there was a very famous, not famous, but very rich Italian farmer. He was a farmer. He had lots of farmland. He was very good at machines and things. He was very good at fixing machines and stuff, but he was just a farmer. And he did very well. He made lots of money. He had lots of land. So he wanted to buy a nice car. So he bought a Ferrari. He bought a nice Ferrari. But the Ferrari kept breaking. It kept having problems. And he had to keep getting it fixed. And he was so frustrated with his Ferrari. So he said, you know what? I can make a better car than this. That farmer's name was Lamborghini. That's how it started. he was a farmer who bought a Ferrari. He didn't like the Ferrari, so he decided to make his own cars, and those are Lamborghinis.
Was amazing story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought it was interesting. Anybody else? What would you do if you won the lotto? What would you do? I would also probably buy a building, buy a house, you know, I don't know, buy a house in Jeju, buy a house in England somewhere.
Hopefully some of them I need to Tyson charity, and then I want to get so nice pension in Jeju, and
Wow, you're making me and Sophia feel very bad. We're like buildings, Lamborghinis, and you're like charity and tithing. You're so nice, so good. We feel very guilty now.
no.
I will try to.
Give the charity one of your Lamborghinis.
I want to get so fancy car also.
Get a fancy car. Okay, anybody else?
If I win the lotto, first I buy my house, like building, anyway, and I'm focusing my study and traveling. I'm enjoying my life, like YOLO.
YOLO. You know what YOLO means, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is YOLO? Anybody? Do you know what YOLO means? What is YOLO?
Yeah, I know, but
I don't know, but why I forgot. Maybe you only live once.
Yeah, you only live once. YOLO. You only live once. YOLO.
I confused the means.
Just
Yeah,
introduce.
you only live once.
Cancel YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO. Somebody's making some. Mute you. Sorry, I'm going to mute you. You can turn it back on. Your microphone's making some weird noise. Okay, I'll be back. Let's see. Last question. Last question's a little bit crazy. We talked about what is your plan if you win the lotto. Now, what is your plan if a war starts between South Korea and North Korea? What are you going to do?
Can I pass?
I need to run away.
I don't know what's wrong with that microphone.
Can I?
Yeah, you're run away. Run away where?
Far away.
Far away. Yeah, that's my plan. Take my kids, fly to America or somewhere.
Yeah, but you know, if it is nuclear war, maybe it will occur. We can do anything. We can go
Too late. Just gotta.
Yeah. Just few seconds, everything. Yeah, destroyed.
Well, not every. If there's nuclear war, if there's just one bomb, if you're close to the bomb, yeah, 1 or 2 seconds and you're gone. But if you're far away from the bomb, you just need to be inside a building with no windows, stay there for a few weeks, then you can come out. Yeah, well, I've read about this. I've read about like what you should do. If a nuclear bomb hits and you're far away from the nuclear bomb, you don't get killed, but you can see it and you're close enough. You need to immediately go inside, like in a concrete building where there's not many windows, immediately take a shower because the dust outside is bad. I read something interesting. Don't use rinse. You know, like you use shampoo and then rinse on your. Don't use the rinse. The rinse is bad with nuclear stuff, with radioactivity. But yeah, get all the dust off of you. Then just stay inside for a couple of weeks. Then you can maybe go outside.
Yeah,
so you don't get sick. It's very stressful, right? Very scary.
Scary.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else? What will you do? What's your plan? Maybe run
So
to Jeju, run to Busan, far away.
my husband and I, talking about that situation, and my husband wanted to buy the plane, like a helicopter or whatever, to especially,
Buy?
I think plane, personal plane.
Wow. You
Yeah.
need to win the lotto first.
We don't have, yes, exactly. Yeah, right. But we don't have much money though. So, but it's kind of will make a situation. It's to buy the plane or helicopter. We need to, fly some other countries, more the closer, Japan, or the more the cross, around Korea. So that's why we're talking about that a few years ago. Yeah.
I'm actually lucky because I'm American, and American citizens, they already have plans that like, we're supposed to go to some meeting place. One of the meeting places is like Jamsil Station.
Okay.
And soldiers will be there to accept us and get us onto helicopters and things like that. There's already like when you travel to Korea and you tell the US government you're traveling to Korea, they send you emails and things from the embassy about like, if this happens, do this. If this happens, go there. So they have plans.
Wow. It's bringing your family member all together?
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, my kids are American citizens.
Wow.
So my wife would also be included.
Wow. It's cool.
So I'm lucky there at least, if I can get to Chamsil, which is kind of far away. Okay, let's look at this. I don't want to do this. I want to do this quote. I really, really, really like this quote by Mark Twain. Have you heard of Mark Twain? He's a famous American writer. He wrote Huckleberry Finn, Tom Sawyer. And he has this very famous quote. I'm going to read it, see if you understand what it means. Travel is fatal. Fatal means like killer, it kills things. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's lifetime. It's kind of, he uses some old language, so I'll try to break it down. I'll try to explain it. First, do you kind of understand it? What's it saying? If you can read it and try to understand it, then I'll explain it.
I'm not sure.
Okay, so he was talking about Americans, but I think this can apply to most people. He was talking about when he said, let's see, many of our people. He's talking about Americans, our people, Americans, because many Americans never travel outside of America. They never do. Many Americans don't have their passports because they never leave the US. And many Americans are prejudiced. Prejudiced is a bad thing. They think that other people are bad or dirty or not as smart or not as good as them. They're racist. Lots of racist people. They don't like black people, or they don't like Asians, or things like that. That's prejudice. That's bigotry. Narrow-mindedness means that you don't have a wide, open, happy mind. So he's saying that travel is fatal to these things. Travel kills prejudice. Travel kills bigotry. Because if you travel and you meet lots of people, your mind expands and gets bigger. So he says many Americans need to travel. Americans need to travel and see the world so they're not racist, so they're not prejudiced. He said the second sentence is broad. Broad means big. Wholesome means good, just good. And charitable is like giving to charity, being nice to other people. So broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and everything, of like looking at the world. You cannot acquire, you cannot get, you cannot receive a wide, happy mind if you vegetate. Vegetate means stay, like a couch potato is a vegetable. If you just stay in one little town in your world, if you only stay in one place all of your life, you can't have these wide open views. You need to travel. So yeah, I really like that that quote. The more you travel, the more you accept people.
Yeah, I think in Korea have like says going 우물안의 개구리. 우물안의 개구리.
Frog?
Yeah, in the frog in the well knows nothing of the sea.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, so similar.
Yeah, similar. I think also when people are travel, sometimes they need help. Suddenly they have an emergency situation, but we never met that person, but they're helping me sometimes.
Yeah.
So kind of the situation, yes.
And we understand that, oh, they're like me in many ways. We're very different, but we're very similar. Great. And that's class for today. I hope you have a good 3-day weekend. Enjoy your October holiday and good luck on your midterm exams.
Thank you.
Fighting.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.